Hi, welcome to our morning meeting session for connecting with your students virtually. Morning meetings can also be called family meetings. This is actually what I prefer to call them because as we grow as a class, we become more and more like a family, and we're together with each other for 10 months, and we just get really, really close because we support each other, we trust each other, we stand up for each other. So I like to call them family meetings. But morning meetings or family meetings, in my opinion, are something that you do every single day. You meet together in the morning. We actually, in my classroom, when we would meet in person, we would meet mid-morning together as a group when we're coming together to talk about some type of character education idea. And I always have a purpose when I come together to meet with them. Sometimes we'll discuss if there's a problem in the class or something's not going right. We'll discuss that issue as well. I also meet at the end of the day when I'm in class teaching, and we go over how did the day go. We announce a student of the day. I do announcements of what's going to happen the next day, if there's any homework. So we do kind of that wrap up at the end of the day. During virtual learning, however, I'm not doing that portion of it, but still meeting together to do a family meeting during our daily live meetings. So I created a character education curriculum, that's what I follow. So I go through, and in the curriculum, there are connecting ideas of how to build each other up as a team and how to connect together. The idea is to get me connected to them and then them connected to each other, because being that they're a new class, they don't know who likes what. They're just basing it off of what clothes they're wearing or what they look like. And so when you find out, all right, how many kids in the class like to play soccer? How many kids like to play football? Then they start to look around and see, oh, this kid I didn't realize also likes soccer just like me. Maybe we could be friends. So throughout the unit, there's various different ideas on students working on connecting together. So our students don't learn these character education ideas by just hearing about it, but they need to practice them. So throughout the whole unit, we are working on practicing these ideas together. We also discuss conflict and how to handle it when we're in conflict. And the students are constantly interacting with each other, practicing these ideas on each other. So each family meeting, like I said, has a purpose. We're building a character. And some of the ideas for working on connecting with other students, I had given the example of what is your favorite sport, or you could do what do you like to do with your free time when you're at home, when you're not doing school, or you could also say, would you rather draw, play sports, or play on an iPad or a phone? And once you get the good idea of one of those ideas of the group, then the next meeting you have a breakout session and you put all the soccer kids together, put all the dance kids together, put all the football kids together, put all the drawing kids together. You put them together with the like ideas, and then you give them an activity to do together. So they're all in there. They know they all like soccer, and they're all going to chit chat, talk about soccer. Maybe the question would be, name your favorite soccer team, soccer player. How often do you play? Have you ever played on a team sport? So you're giving them questions to talk to each other about. Also with the connecting unit is they're also learning how to be a friend and how to make a new friend. If they're in a situation at a park or on a new team and they don't know anyone, and so we talk about how you can make a new friend. And especially right now with everyone wearing the mask, it's hard to make a new friend when you're out at different places. And our kids aren't really allowed to play with a lot of other kids. So it's an important time for them to be learning on how to make friends, because we've come to a new era where that's a difficult thing to do. After we work on going into connecting with each other, I then have a unit that's on respect, and we go into a lot of details on how to have eye contact, how to carry on a conversation. Now you've made this friend, but how do you get that conversation and carry it on? It's surprising how many kids aren't able to do these simple concepts, and even adults can't do it. They're so focused on their phones that they don't know how to connect with another person and carry that conversation on where it's not just about me. I also teach them the importance of why we need to be respectful and how it feels when we're disrespected and what we should do about it. We then go on to learning about being a good listener, how to negotiate differences when someone wants to go on the swings and you want to play tag. What do you do? So we have different ideas of that. The negotiating differences, it doesn't come up as much for the virtual learning, but there are different things that they can use at home with their families, and you can talk about different situations with them. It could be things that come up online where they're playing an online game and there's a situation that comes up where there's bullying online. So you can use those concepts online or with the virtual learning as well. And I've noticed that when I really go in depth with these ideas, that my classroom runs so much more smoothly. I rarely have the behavior problems and don't have to use the behavior management plan that I have near as much, because my students have grown to really respect each other and support each other. And they're out there on the playground helping their classmates not be disrespected and not be bullied by the other kids. So in the classroom, I do this at the beginning of the year every single day. However, with virtual learning, I do it about 2 to 3 times a week because we're short on time. In the classroom, that does phase out. For virtual learning, I probably won't phase it out because there's so many concepts that we will need to be learning because we're only doing it 2 to 3 days a week. But having that time to connect with your students in the morning is so important, and teaching those character development ideas is also really important because a lot of them are not getting at home. And even those that are getting at home, like my own children, they get it at home and they daily are struggling with how to be respectful to each other, and they constantly need to be reminded. So it's not just a lower grades activity, it also needs to be done every single year. These kids need to be reminded on how and why we need to be respectful. What exactly does a respect look like? So I hope that this was helpful. There'll be a sheet that you can download to get more information and some freebies, and I will talk to you next time.